Hello, I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to Finextra TV. Today we're in The Hague for the Temenos Community Forum 2019, the theme of which is Digital Banking Reloaded. Joining me now in the studio is Minerva Tantoco, CTO and co-founder of Grasshopper Bank Corp. Hello Minerva, thank you very much for joining us.
Great to be here, Hannah.
Fantastic, all right, and now we're talking about building a challenger bank in the US. So to start off then, why have you decided to launch a challenger bank in the US, and what have been the main challenges around that?
Well, I've been in technology for over 35 years and more than a decade in banking. And banking really is, it's time for it to be disrupted. And one of the best ways to disrupt it is to become a bank yourself. And so I knew from my experience over 10 years in banking and financial services, a couple of the main barriers to innovation, in particular digital banking, were twofold. One was really the high cost of the fixed infrastructure, meaning running your data centers, the care and feeding of those data centers, and the slowness of being able to change what runs in them. And with the advent of cloud, banks had started to move into that space. But that is a gigantic migration effort. But if you have the unique opportunity to start from scratch, you can start in the cloud. And some banks have already done that. They started, branches or whole divisions in the cloud. And so that was one of the main opportunities that I saw, which were only happening now and available now. The other component was, especially in the US, a big barrier to innovation is the legacy systems, in many cases the core systems, that are essentially data processing. So you don't own your own data. It's very difficult to change or add new functionality. I found in my experience, even to upgrade security, which is extremely important in the banking world, actually required doing a lot of back-end changes because they were built around username and password. And so if you wanted to add, multi-factor authentication, biometrics, behavior analytics to use them in your security profile, you had to rewrite, whole swaths of your back end because they just weren't built with that in mind. And so what I saw was a lot of the new innovative technology that I had seen coming through in the last decade or so really only became bank ready in the last 2 years, and having the opportunity to incorporate and integrate those in a modular way, that was the time was right to strike and create a challenger bank that was using all of that technology for the first time.
All right, and following up from that quite nicely then, what route have you taken when it comes to delivering new products and services, and why?
Yeah, so everyone uses these watchwords: flexibility, agility, modularity. I think about a modular approach a lot like carpeting. So if you have wall-to-wall carpeting and there's a problem, a stain on one side, you have to rip and replace the whole carpet. But now they have tiles, right? And so I think of modular technology like tiled carpeting. If you want to change that one piece, you don't have to rip out the whole thing. You don't have to rewrite your entire hard-coded, infrastructure. You can just change that piece for another piece. And that's really the beauty of this open banking API architecture, where I can incorporate some of the greatest fintech technology and just plug it in to my existing infrastructure. And that's been the approach that we have taken to future-proof our platform.
All right, so we've spoken about the challenges, why you would launch a challenger bank in the US, and the products and services. But now I'd like to hear about the strategy and looking forward. How is your strategy likely to evolve in the future?
Well, I think the most important thing is to be customer-centric. And, in one of my previous jobs at another bank, I was put in charge of the data warehouse. This was 10 years ago. And I knew even then that the key to serving your customers best was to have a customer-centric data model. And so I had spent a lot of time trying to connect different silos of data together to get that single view of the customer. But in this case, we built it with the customer to start with. And so we're going to end up where we wanted to be from the beginning. That's going to allow us to take direct feedback and behavioral analytics, understand what works best for our customers, and in fact predict what kind of products and services they would like to have in the future. And that will allow us to continuously delight our customers. You know, it's never a one and done. It's a continuous improvement approach. We're looking at a target of delivering a new feature every 2 to 4 weeks.
So watch this space.
Absolutely.
Minerva, this has been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.